See, to me, at least the way that when I teach it, all type of knowledge ultimately means self-knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, they're coming in to, and ask me to teach them not so much of how to defend themselves or how to do somebody in, rather, they want to learn to express themselves through some movement, be it anger, be it determination, or whatsoever. So in other words, what I'm saying, therefore, is that he is paying me to show him in combative form the art of expressing the human body.
Which is acting, in a sense, isn't it?
Well...
Or it would be useful, too, for an actor to have
it's... it might sound too philosophical, but it's acting, or acting, unacting, if you...
You've lost me.
I have, right? So what I'm saying, actually, you see, it's a combination of both. Here it is the natural instinct, and here is control. You are to combine the two in harmony. Not, if you have one to the extreme, you will be very unscientific. If you have another to the extreme, you become all of a sudden a mechanical man, no longer a human being. So it is a successful combination of both. So therefore, it is not only, it's not pure naturalness or unnaturalness. The ideal is unnatural naturalness or natural unnaturalness.
Yin yang, eh?
Right, man, that's it.
What up? Hello. What up, everybody? Welcome to the Yesterday Podcast, baby. You know how we do it. That was a weird introduction there. I wanted to talk about balance today. All right. Balance, just like Bruce Lee said, not Muhammad Ali, Leroy, you troll. Bruce Lee talked about how the balance of self-control and our natural instincts, and bringing that together causes the natural unnatural. And I thought that was beautiful. I think it comes into play in a lot of different ways in our lives. Very, very simple ways and very, very complex ways. But I think sometimes we find ourselves unbalanced, and it's hard to even understand that we're not balanced in those moments. Lately, I have begun to understand the balance of my life, my goals, my dreams, my things I want to be, things I don't want to be, has been very, very fucked up because my values have also been fucked up. But as my values are becoming one, hold on. As my values become more obvious, and I grow and I start to understand who I am and I become better, the balance of my life works out. And this is not supposed to be some philosophical deep podcast. Really, what I wanted to say is, like, I'm finding the balance now. I'm happy with being unhappy at times. I'm happy with feeling like shit sometimes. I'm not allowing it to fuck with my head. And there's a perfect balance of me being a dreamer, the guy who has a YouTube channel, and a dad and a father and a man with responsibilities. And I've always fought that balance. For years and years and years, I've fought that balance and tried to understand who I was, where I want to go, what was the right moves to make. And now I'm at a point now where it's like, I want to do it all. I can do it all. We can all do it all. You do have to give up things. Your values do have to evolve and change. But if you evolve and change with them, the things that really matter to you are going to be successful. You can be successful in the things that really fucking matter to you. You just have to figure out what they are, and they will change as you grow, as you evolve, as you become a different person, a better person, a worse person. Your values change. What you give a fuck about is going to change, and let it happen. Let it fucking happen. Let go of the child. Let go of the past. Let go of the times you fucked up. Let go of all the different shit. Let go of the shit and allow yourself to just be more. There's always going to be shit. There's always, always, always going to be pain and sadness and things that you don't want. But finding the balance between what is worth it, what shit is worth it, is where you're really at. I understand now that spending all my money to go to a rave, getting fucked up on drugs and partying, is not worth it to me anymore. It used to be worth the hangover, the being broke, not having a responsible way in life. It all used to be worth it when I'd be at the fucking rave with my hands in the fucking air, sweating balls, and just feeling free. That moment, those moments were worth all the struggles that I was going through to be able to get to that point. And then I started realizing when I was at the festivals and I was at the raves, I don't want to be here anymore. I legitimately started to see my values change, but I couldn't understand it. I didn't understand what was happening to me. And it felt like I was just becoming lame, or I was bored and I was depressed. And in that confusion fueled depression. And it spiraled, and it made me feel like shit about myself for years and years and years. When all that was happening is that I was growing and evolving and changing. Are you ready for the roughneck bass? Bye-bye. And I'm not taking anything away from that. I don't even mean, I'm just bringing that up as an example. Even like the documentaries I used to make, the hours and hours of research, made it was worth it because I enjoyed what I made at the end, and I'm not saying that I'm not, it has nothing to do with documentaries. I'm still going to do those eventually, but whatever. It's just beautiful to finally understand that my values are changing. I'm becoming a different person, and I'm finding a sweet spot and balance in my life, in happiness and sadness and motivation and inspiration in routine. It's crazy because like I've done a lot of psychedelics, right? You guys know this. Done a lot of psychedelics in my life. And I remember speaking and having conversation with people while I was on psychedelics, and legitimately just seeing and understanding and vibing with this rhythm and somewhat of a balance of just fucking conversation. There is a rhythm in conversation. There is a rhythm in mutual back and forth conversations. And it's like, there has to be that same sort of rhythm or balance in everything, just like Bruce Lee said. It's a beautiful thing to finally find, or feel like I have found, or getting to a point where I'm starting to find. What the fuck ever. I really don't care. All I know is I wake up, I'm hopeful. I go to sleep happy. Throughout the day, there are moments of extreme boredom. There are moments of, damn, what the fuck am I doing with my life? But I just allow those thoughts to leave my brain and accept them for what they are, and I let them go. Whatever's happening right now, whatever the fuck I'm talking about, I really just wanted to talk about how I just feel a lot more balanced in my life. And I hope you guys do too. And just really, really thinking about values. What are values? That is one of the best things that I learned in the last 6 months, is the idea and definition of values and how they change and how that's okay for them to change. And once you understand that your values are changing and you can be able to be a better person or a new person and evolve and change, everything kind of just falls into place. Believe in what you believe in, deep, but also allow yourself to evolve and understand when the time comes for your belief to change slightly or to evolve. It's a beautiful thing. It's a really fucking beautiful thing. So I really wanted to talk about that. And I also want to talk about good vibes. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Some good vibes. Look what I got here, baby. Bam. Look at that thing. If you guys are just listening on the podcast, I got this thing right here. Used to be my favorite, by far, favorite piece I've had. And it's kind of like a big, it almost looks like a freaking mallet, but it's like a bubbler. Basically, it's a bubbler, yeah. This is like my favorite piece. And a few days ago, I got some of that 91% alcohol stuff, isopropyl alcohol or whatever it's called, and I cleaned all my shit out. So I'm packing this. I haven't smoked this in like months, dude. I'm so excited. You should read the book Tao Te Ching, which Bruce Lee was inspired by. Okay, Tao Te Ching. Actually, I've heard about that. My cousin put that in a song. Tao Te Ching. I definitely would check that out. I want to get into reading a lot more. Halfer's YouTube just subscribed. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you. I definitely want to get into more like philosophy and reading and stuff like that. Kind of scares me to get into it though, because I get very addicted to things and I don't want to get lost, but like lost in philosophy and shit like that, you know, get more confused. Sure, Leroy, that'll work. What's up, Via? Hello. So going forward, I encourage you guys to figure out your values. That's one thing that if I could give any sort of advice, which I've always tried to stray away from, but at this point in my life, I'm just starting to accept who I am. And, you know, I grew up with my dad as a pastor. I grew up in church, and I think that I just have it in me to like be some sort of a teacher or pastor. And it's so funny that without even realizing it, I literally am doing exactly what my dad is doing. Like I became exactly what my dad is or was. And it's just in my blood, man. I just want to help. I just want to talk. So whatever the fuck, whatever. But going forward, dude, one of the best things that I ever realized was values. And values, what are those? I value my YouTube channel. I value my wife, my kids. I value the time I spend with them. I value the what's the word? The assurance of being financially stable because it helps my children out. I used to value partying and light shows and drugs, and they're just not a value of mine anymore. I used to value feeling like I was the greatest rapper and YouTuber of all time. I don't anymore. I don't think that there's still a big part of me that just like, you know, when you're a rapper, you just kind of got to feel like you're a boss. You know, you got to feel like you're one of the best rappers of all time. You got to, just to be able to be a rapper for the most part. So there's still a big part of me that's like, I fucking I'll rap bars around, you know, whoever. But when it really comes down to it, my values have shifted from wanting to be the greatest rapper alive to being okay with just making music for the people who listen to it. And that's it. Not really giving a fuck about blowing up. Sometimes as your values change, you still hold on to old values and you don't even realize it. In the last year, when I worked at this garage, at this gas station, I had a lot of fucking time to think. And as shitty of a job as that place was, and as fucking annoying and lame and just one of the worst jobs I ever had, I learned a lot there because of the time I had to myself. I read a couple books, or I listened to a couple books, and I just thought, and I wrote things down, and I recorded videos that I never uploaded and just spoke. And I legitimately just became just learned. I just allowed myself to learn out of just being desperate. So, but yeah, that was a very, very strong thing, is to let go of old values. And it took me a while to really understand and understand. And I encourage you to look at your old values. Think about who you are. Think about what you really, truly give a fuck about. What are those things doing for your life? What are they truly making you happy, or are they holding you back? Whatever you value in life should be giving back to you in some sort of way. And if it's not, then maybe you need to rethink things. Cheers. If you could go back in time and not have a family, would you? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. What age did I become a dad? 18. And I still wouldn't go back. Goddamn. Forgot how that thing hit. I would not. Becoming a dad is the only reason I'm sitting right here in front of you guys. Damn, that thing hit smooth. It is legitimately the only reason I'm alive right now, in my opinion. There were so many different outlets and demons trying to pull me in around the time when I had my first daughter. And I was so ignorant and weak and sad that if I didn't have the strength of my daughter, I would have for sure given in. And even after having my first daughter, I can't even talk. It still wasn't enough for me to truly change and grow and become a better person. It still wasn't enough. And that has nothing to do with like as if like my daughter wasn't enough or something like that. No. It has mostly to do with the fact that I still was ignorant and dumb. And I really didn't know what the fuck I was doing. Straight up. But in time, you know, with the help of my wife, my beautiful fucking amazing wife, and making music, and honestly, I could really say like YouTube, like Joe Rogan podcast type shit, like podcasts in general, I just learned so much. Like Jordan Peterson, like I legitimately feel like I became like the internet and YouTube and videos and shit like that truly helped me grow as a person. Just watching the right ones and when I really got interested in trying to be a better person, then that's when everything went like holy shit. Like the last like year or so, when I really fucking dove into trying to self-improve and be better, that's when I was like, holy fuck, I have been depressed and sad for a long time. And just kind of got over it. And I'm at the point now where I just don't give a fuck, you know? Lizette in chat says, I value your videos and streams. Been watching you since 2009. Well, thank you, Lizette. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you so fucking much. And guys, do you know what happened yesterday? I streamed Fortnite for 3 hours, right? At the end of the stream, some beautiful people ended up donating over $300 fucking dollars to me on stream last night. I was like taking pictures. Like I still can barely even fucking believe that it actually happened. It was one of the most insane things I'd ever seen. Obviously the most insane things I've ever had on my stream. And it's just such a blessing and like such validation that holy shit, like there are people who actually see value in me And not me making documentary videos I feel like I have so much resentment for that. I don't know why, but I bring it up all the time. But it's not me like talking about drugs or me talking about, whatever the fuck, stereotypical shit that people probably watch my videos for. But people really give a fuck about me. And I literally played Fortnite for 3 hours and got over $300 in donations. Like, what the fuck was that? That was so fucking crazy. And like I said, such beautiful validation and such inspiration to continue and to just fucking dive headfirst into what this is. It was so amazing. Yeah, fucking crazy people, right, Via? Thank you again. I appreciate you. What's up, Kyle? It was nuts, dude. I literally didn't know what to do with myself. It was amazing. So thank you again to those people, to Via, to Trent. Who else? I think Kyle donated some money last night too. And then then this guy Sherrard donated a tier 3 sub. It was insane. It was fucking crazy. So it just feels like it's so crazy to really fucking man, dude, there's this feeling that I remember getting when I'd be on ecstasy, and after the come up, there'd be this fucking flood of devotion. Devotion might be a bad word. This flood of just emotion. No, it's just an overwhelming sense of peace and tranquility. And it's almost, I used to call it a cool warmth that would just flow through my veins and through my skin and down my bones and out my fingertips. And I would feel this cool warmth, this overwhelming sense of peace throughout my entire body. And I'm starting to feel that day to day now. I can feel it right now coursing through my veins. Just cool warmth. It's peace is what I'm feeling. Happiness. It's crazy because I just always felt like, even when I was younger, damn, my mom and dad are mad at me. I'm in trouble for this. I can't go here because of that. And there was always something in my mind that forced me and that told me that I wasn't happy and that I couldn't just be happy. But now it's yeah, I have those issues. I have those moments. I still have things that are in the back of my head, that I have to deal with. I still have, my mom is mad at me or I'm grounded or whatever the fuck type of issues in my life. Obviously different ones, but now they're worth it and it's okay. Now it's I welcome that shit because I just want to deal with it and punch it in its fucking face and get it over with. I know there's going to be bullshit. There's always going to be sadness and bullshit in all of your life, my life, everyone's life. But it's figure out what's worth it. It's the same basic shit I just keep fucking saying. Figure out what's worth it and just do it. It's insane. It's so crazy, man. It's so crazy to just be in such a better place. I'm so happy day to day. And it's just I think about all the different times I was so confused and just trying to figure out what's going on in my life and why I am who I am and why I can't seem to just get ahead. And it's just all because I wasn't trying. I wasn't putting in the work. I wasn't trying to educate myself the correct way. I wasn't educating myself with the right things. I was being lazy. I was being a piece of shit. And now, you wouldn't think so. 29 with a job where I work fucking 20 hours, on average a week, if that. It's very minimal. I don't know. You would think that, me not having a solid fucking career at 29 years old, that I'd be in a place, stereotypically that person would not be in a place of pure happiness. But I've never been happier than right now. I've probably getting close to being in the best shape I've been since I was a fucking child, for sure that. And yeah, man, I don't know. It's been a beautiful life, and beautiful last year in my life is crazy and whatever. It's nice. After being depressed for so long and finally being genuinely happy is one of the best feelings ever. I feel you, man. I know exactly how that feeling feels. That was me at the start of the year. That's right. It's beautiful, man. It really fucking feels great. Do you guys see this poster right here? My daughter drew that. Victoria drew that. It's Kobe. It's pretty fucking cool, huh? And then she did this thing. She drew me like a Fortnite poster. I love them. I would love to be a YouTuber as a career until I retire, dude. I would absolutely love it. It's just, it's taking me, I think what's so crazy is one thing that I think about is like, I've been talking about like how my values have been kind of fucked up and blurry, right? Since I was about 16, 17, 18, 19 or whatever, 17 through 19 or so. Since around then, I've been extremely confused. The last 10 years of my life, I feel like I have been extremely confused, gone back and forth with a lot of things, moments of happiness, moments of complete utter depression, suicidal bullshit. And it's been so back and forth and wonky. And what I always have been told, the reason was this. I was being told that my mood swings and the reason that I couldn't handle myself or figure things out was because I smoked weed. And look at me now, happiest I've ever been and smoking some of the best weed and most weed I ever have as well. There is a balance you can find. Before I get off track, the reason I started saying all that is because when I was 17, 18, 19, that was probably some of the best content and best I ever did on YouTube. The most consistent I ever was. The most I gave a shit. Some of the best content, Twisted Pictures and all that was around that time. And then my content started to like veer off a different way. I started doing journey videos and I started fucking, oh shit, here we go doing the fucking vlogs. I'm just recording myself going and partying. And then the fucking content got a little crazy. And it went from legitimately talking to like Andy Milonakis and Jin and Timothy Delgado with the YouTube Cypher and like basically being one of the biggest, legitimately at the time being the biggest like YouTube or creating the biggest YouTube hip hop train or like YouTube like the biggest like commotion, I guess. At the time, nobody had ever thought about that idea. A YouTube cipher where one guy rapped and fucking somebody else, he passed the mic to somebody else. Like that idea was monumental and huge. And in my opinion, sparked and evolved the ideas of what they even do now with the BET Hip Hop Awards ciphers and shit like that. In my opinion, my idea very much so inspired that shit. So to go from there to years and years of struggling on YouTube and not really figuring out where I was at and going back and forth with a lot of different concepts. And now starting to understand myself and my values and feeling more balanced and happy. I just am really, really hopeful and hoping that in this moment of tranquility and this moment of clarity, that maybe we could start a new revolution on the channel and the live stream and the podcast. And this takes on a life of its own and can grow and become something better. Because I am telling you right now that I've never been so happy and so excited to make content. Well, not never. In a long fucking time since I was 17 through 19 or so, in probably 10 years, I have not had the feeling and been so excited to create content. And I know it's different, and I know all I do is press a button, and it may seem like that, and I talk. But it feels amazing, man. It just feels so cool to be here with 17 people watching me, having a podcast, having multiple members of my channel, having my own emojis, having, different styles of live streams. It's just, things have changed and become so fresh and so much more fun to me than just recording a video, sitting there editing it, and then uploading it. Like for some reason, I have had to tell myself that I need to take a break from that, but I don't want to stop making content. So I want to continue and do the live streams. And yeah, in this new moment of clarity, I hope things evolve and change and things happen for the better. Cheers. I love this thing. I missed it. Speaking of Fortnite, Leroy in chat said play Fortnite tonight. I might later tonight, but speaking of Fortnite, I got into Champions. I was 5 points. Oh wait, 45 points away from being in the Champion League division after last night's stream. So after everything I won, I was 45 points away. Got on last night and got the 45 points in my first game, baby. You're looking at a Champion League Fortnite player, baby. Bow down. Bow down! Hold on. What do you guys think of this shit, huh? You like it? Is it cool? It matches my nose like perfectly, you know? It really does. I got these for, I got a few of them. I got them for Coachella because when you're at Coachella, if you don't have something covering your face, you go home and you have dirt coming out of your nostrils for like 2 days. And your voice is basically gone just from not even if you're screaming or nothing. It's gone because there's so much dirt and shit in your lungs. Oh, damn. Look at it. You guys are great. But yeah, so I bought a couple of these. And I got some arm shields too. Like those ones you see like football players, you know, using. I don't know why, but. You look like tier 100 in Modern Warfare. Oh yeah. The fucking wait, which one is that? Is that the ghost one? That's the one. I thought that was the first one you get. I don't know. I haven't really looked at the battle pass on there. But yeah, I got that one, and I got this one, and I got a couple other ones. I got my dog one too. She has like a purple. It's like a purple like galaxy nebula design, and then it has a a reflector on the side so you can see her at night. Did my Twitter get hacked? No. Why the fuck you say that? Oh no, why you say that? Holy, why you say that? No. I hope not. I'm like thinking like, damn, did I tweet something last night or the other night when I was drinking? All right, Via, you have a good one. Thank you again for everything. I seriously appreciate you. This thing's so smooth. I love it. Man. I've been really looking forward to doing the podcast because I feel like I could just kind of like babble on here, and like that's the whole point, you know? I feel like I could just talk about whatever. A couple of weeks ago, you posted something about that on your Twitter feed that I got hacked? No. Did I? I don't think so. I don't know. The ideology of being broke and being okay is only a state of mind and a form of hustling away from being ballin' and being more than okay. At this age, I'm done being broke. I'm done being high and okay with the present. Let's try the other option for a while and see what happens. What? That was when I was really drunk. I don't think that made sense. I mean, I get it. No, I don't see anything about my Twitter being hacked. I don't know. If it was, it wasn't me. Man, guys. So today we're going to go to my mom's house and go celebrate my brother's birthday. Shadow. Your boy Shadow's turning Why do I have the urge to look at my watch like it's going to tell me? I don't know. He's turning something. So we're going to go to my mom's house, have some dinner. She's supposed to have some enchiladas and some other Mexican food. I forget. So I'm looking really much forward to that. That is going to be fire. It's funny when we go to my mom's house, it's like I'm always nervous cause like that everybody's going to be super drunk. And then I'm going to have to get drunk, and it's like I get nervous about it. Like, oh no. That's one thing that still to this day is very hard for me to do, is say no. I mean, if I have made up my mind, I'm going to say no, like no. But it's hard for me to say no to certain people, like my mom and my wife. If my mom or my wife are trying to get me to drink, it's hard for me to say no. Damn near impossible. Are you a rich dad or a poor dad? I'd like to think I'm somewhere in the middle. Neither. Yeah, it's crazy because like when I stopped drinking, I legitimately like felt bad because I don't know, like I feel like for the most part, the people in my family, like my immediate family, like I feel like everybody kind of has this weird level of not wanting to look stupid, and like they're like almost like this level of they just don't have the level of don't give a fuck that my mom and I have. I think I'm hoping that I'm starting to lose mine a little bit, but for the most part, I feel like my mom and I really just don't give a fuck, and we both have that mind state, especially when we drink. My brothers and sisters and all them, or my brothers and my sister, they seem to, have their moments, but for the most part, they just seem a lot more like secluded, I guess, or they were. I don't know, whatever. Things have changed in recent years, though, for sure. But for a long time, that's just how it was. So a part of me kind of felt bad when I stopped drinking. I felt bad for my wife too, because we used to drink together all the time, and it was almost like, damn, what do we like? I almost like felt like, I don't know, like you feel bad about changing such a huge aspect of who you are as a person. It changes your entire personality and changes all that. And then your wife just has to get strung along for the ride of it. And not drinking is a beautiful thing. And it helped me a lot. And I learned a lot in that time, those times. And I'm not, but there's a lot of downsides to it as well. And a lot of boring, lame, annoying bullshit that you have to deal with when you stop drinking after drinking for a long time. And to low-key kind of force your partner or someone you're with along that ride, it kind of is not like fair. I felt like it wasn't fair. This is, I'm sure, very normal, natural things that people have talked about before, but yeah, it made me feel bad. And there's never a moment where my wife was like, yeah, you need to drink, or she was always for it and supportive for the most part, I guess. But I could definitely see, because I looked it up even. I looked up how often, or what the likelihood of, how I just looked up help with one person trying to be sober and in a relationship and the other person not. And I was just looking that up, and I read that you're like 50% more likely for things to not work out if one person is sober and the other person isn't. And that scared the shit out of me. I was like, holy fuck. But, if I really felt like I needed to stop 100%, cold turkey, done, then I would do it no matter what. And I've told her this. And I've told everybody this. Happily, I've gotten to a place now where I can have a few drinks and I feel like I can, hold my own. Last night I had like a half a bottle of wine and like 2 Coors Lights. It was chilling. I had an urge to go get more alcohol, but I just got to fight through that. I got to quit being a piece of shit when I feel those moments of just wanting to drink more. But that's not that hard. I don't wake up and want to drink. I don't even want to drink that often. But if there is ever a time where things start going down that old shithole again, if it's the toilet starts flushing, I'm jumping out of that bitch, and I don't give a fuck. Like, what the fuck the consequences of that are. I love my wife, but I don't want to die, and it legitimately is like, I don't want to die. I don't want to become an alcoholic. I don't think I could ever do that, but I don't want anything really, really bad to happen from me drinking alcohol. And if I start to see myself fucking up and get into a place where I was before, then I will stop 100%. Yeah. It's crazy because like making a video, like, and making a few videos talking about sobriety and talking about not drinking and shit like that really made people, like a certain type of people, come to my channel. And then when I started drinking again and smoking again, a lot of people got like upset. I was like, I don't know. It just attracted a certain type of people. And I think that and there's nothing wrong with that, with thinking that for you, 100% sobriety is the only way to be happy, or the only way to live a happy life or a successful life or be a good or successful person. That's fine if that's how you feel about you. But if you start pushing that ideology onto other people and then start judging them negatively, you're a piece of shit. It just is what it is. Not everybody on earth needs to completely stop drinking or doing drugs or smoking weed or whatever the fuck. Put whatever you want there to be successful. There are many different avenues and ways to get there. Yes, as human beings, we have a lot of things in common. Yes, there are probably a lot of positive learning lessons from not drinking or from taking breaks. And I 100% absolutely agree that you should take a break from smoking weed every month. I feel like every month you should take like 3 or 4 days off, no matter what. I do it. I've been doing it. I think that alcohol is a fucking poison. It is disgusting and gross, but at the same time, I really enjoy it. I enjoy having a drink. I can't lie. I do. I enjoy having a beer. I enjoy having a glass of wine or something. It makes me feel more open and free to talk about things. It helps me to let go a little bit of just, that it just is what it is. I enjoy eating Big Macs. Okay. That doesn't mean that I think that everybody who eats Big Macs are pieces of shit. Like, wait, now I'm confusing myself. You know what I'm saying? Let me scratch that. I don't like greasy shit. Let's say I don't like greasy food. Let's say I don't like Big Macs. I think that they're bad for you. I choose not to eat them. I don't run around through McDonald's and talk shit to everybody about them eating Big Macs. I don't know what I'm fucking talking about anymore. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. Ah! That's it. Y'all brought out the dog. Y'all brought out the dog. Y'all brought out the dog. Ho, ho. All right, guys, I'm going to take off. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. I think to end what I was saying, yeah, if you can, yeah, there's different avenues to being happy and being successful in life. And not everybody just needs to quit drinking or quit smoking weed to be happy. Okay? I learned a lot during the times. I'm appreciative for all the advice. But y'all can suck my dick. Y'all can eat a Big Mac. Did you ever do the Overly Blunt podcast? Overly Blunt? Did you ever do the Overly Blunt podcast? You mean the Overly Dedicated one? No. We were supposed to, but I never fucking we never were able to make it out there. I don't know if that's what you're talking about. Yeah. I don't know if we're gonna be able to do Bludgeon podcasts anymore, guys. Granted, it's been like years since we made one, anyways. But anyways, guys, it has been amazing. Be balanced. Figure out your values, figure out what you give a fuck about, and balance them into your life. Figure out what you need to let go of, figure out what you need to hold on to, figure out the balance of your values, the balance between control. I can't think that quick right now. And your natural instincts. That's called discipline. Use discipline to balance your values. That's a bar. Somebody write that shit down. Somebody, will you write that shit down? Thank you. All right, I'm out of here. I love you guys. I'm sorry I couldn't go that long today. We got to go in actually like an hour down the like 30 minutes away to my mom's house to go eat and chill and stuff like that. So I got to get out of here. Did you guys notice I have this nice button-up black shirt on? You know, I'm rolling around like a motherfucking like Johnny Cash in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Love you guys. I'm sorry I'm cringy. I'm ending this cringy. I don't care. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. If you're listening to the podcast on Apple Music or Spotify, if you wouldn't mind giving us 5 stars, that'd be amazing. You guys are all beautiful, beautiful, beautiful people. King Art, Via, Bubba, Kyle, Leroy, Cosmic was here, Rusty, Zombies. I see a bunch of different people. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for listening. I will see you guys very, very soon. Bye.